This is Kettering University.
Hi, I'm Dr. Natalie Candela, and today we're going to talk about time. Whenever we ask upper-class Kettering students what is the most important thing that entering students should know, they all say time management. Kettering education is very intense, so learning how to organize yourself from the very beginning can be a key to your success. Now, time management doesn't have to be about strict schedules. More importantly, it's about understanding how your brain works within time. So let me tell you 5 rules of time that will be very important when you start to plan your schedule. The first rule is our brain is powered by the sun. That means the later at night it is, the more difficult it is for us to focus and handle complex mental tasks. That's why we're energized during the day and sleep at night. We need to power down while the main battery, our sun, is away. What this means for you is that you should not do homework after 10 p.m. Even if you consider yourself a night owl, studying at night is not a good idea. It would be just like driving through the mud. Too much effort and too little result. The second rule is we naturally get tired after prolonged activity. This is a very common sense rule. The longer we do something, the more tired we get. This means that you should not hold marathon study sessions if you can avoid that. Marathons leave you tired and feeling again like you're driving through the mud. Taking breaks between study sessions or alternating between technical and non-technical subjects is a way to break up the flow. The third rule is we forget 80% of what we learn within 24 hours of learning it if it is not reinforced. This means that if you go to class on Monday and do not review the material until the next class on Thursday, by Thursday you will have already forgotten most of what you had learned on Monday. Now you will remember a little bit, between 10 and 20%, and that will give you a false sense of security. This rule is more important for technical classes like math, physics, chemistry, where the material for the next class is built on the information you learned today. The fourth rule is frequency of study is more important than length of study. Frequency shows how many times a week you work on a specific subject. Length shows how many hours you spend on that subject in one sitting. So for example, if you have to study 6 hours a week for Math 102, studying just 1 hour per day, 6 days a week would be much more effective than studying 6 hours just once a week. Making study time more frequent is like keeping the light on with a steady flow of electrons. When the electrons don't flow, the light goes out. Final rule of time is for every hour of class time, you should spend about 2 hours of study at home. Most of Kettering classes meet about 4 hours a week. That means that most of them would require that you spend about 8 hours of independent study. The time, however, will vary depending on how comfortable you feel with the course material. If you find the course difficult, it will of course require more study time. Well, now that you know the basic rules, let's begin to plan your study time. You will need a pencil, 5-6 highlighters, and a printout of a blank weekly time management schedule, which is posted within the Academic Success Center section. Please pause this recording, and when you have everything ready, we'll continue. The best way to approach this is to pause the recording after each step so you can complete it. So the first step is to write down all of your classes on the schedule. Then pick a highlighter and color each class with its own color. Labs don't need to be colored if you don't have enough highlighters. It should look something like this. Go ahead and do that. The second step is to write down any other time commitments you might have, including time you spend driving, eating, or doing house chores, being in the university clubs or working out at the gym, time you want to set aside for sleep or for your family. The goal is to block off any time that is not available for study. It would look something like this. Go ahead and pause while you complete this step. The blank space on your schedule is potential time for study, and we can now begin to plan it. Pick a subject that you're the most concerned about. remember the rules that we talked about. Schedule a review within 24 hours of the class time. Spread study sessions across the week. Don't schedule more than 2 hours of one subject. Alternate technical and non-technical subjects if possible. Ensure that homework time equals to about double the class time. Here is an example. I began to schedule Math 101. To differentiate the homework time from the class time, I put letters HW after the course number and used a double underline. If you do it on paper, you can find a different way to make it stand out. Go ahead and pause while you complete this step. Now take the next subject you want to schedule. Follow the same procedure to do it. In my example, I scheduled Chem 135, the lecture, next. Then Chem 101. Then the remaining 3 classes. Go ahead and pause while you finish. Your schedule is now complete. Try it out for a week and see if anything needs to be changed. You may find that you need more than double time for some subjects and less time for others. You can always adjust your schedule. The important thing to understand is that it's not meant to pin you down at every moment of time. It's meant to give you peace of mind by creating an awareness of what needs to be done and when. For example, if something comes up on Tuesday after lunch and you cannot do COM homework, you don't have to panic. You can see that you can either move it to Tuesday night or Thursday morning. Now I would like to show you something else that would help you stay on top of things throughout the term. It's the term assignment calendar. This calendar allows you to see not only the total workload for the term, for all courses, but also how it falls within time. In order to fill it out, you will need to go through all your syllabi and write down all of the assignments that are due for each class. If you don't know the due date for the assignment or an exam, simply record it in the approximate week, and once you know the date, move it to the right box. Here is an example of how you can record the assignments. Once again, it helps to color code them for ease of reference. What the chart also helps you do is plan your study time. For example, if you know that the math midterm will cover chapters 1 through 3, and you think that you will need at least 1 day per chapter to review, then you can count back 3 days from the date of the midterm and create a review plan, so that you have some peace of mind that you're doing what needs to be done. Well, that concludes our module on time. I hope you will use this information to help you stay on top of the studies. If you need assistance with any of the forms discussed here, come see an advisor in the Academic Success Center. We will be happy to work with you.